Oh! All right. What is up, everyone? Welcome into a very snowy, a very cold, a very wet pregame round.
Yeah, man, it's important that we are here at the bar because it's not where the Nuggets are. And why are we at the bar? It seems like, now that I was speaking it out, it seems like we should have just done this from home.
It's just a little bit different when we're here together. It's a little bit different. I'm Harrison Witt hosting tonight, joined by these two fellas. That man you just heard talking, that's Eric Weedham. You know him as D-Line.
Let's go, guys. I'm feeling a little bit of senioritis, a little bit like the Nuggets, right? Like this is our last game before the All-Star break.
Yes.
I didn't do any of my homework.
Also joined by superstar Dev Johnson, straight from the gym, I heard.
Yeah, man, and it's bad in those roads. It's bad, but I'm here and I'm ready to talk Nuggets Warriors.
All right. Well, we got a lot to hit tonight. We're going to go over some Nuggets Warriors game notes. Then we are going to turn our attention to Klay Thompson. He just had a much longer rehab than Jamal Murray, but I'm going to see if we can pull anything from his rehab and return to play and set any expectations for Jamal's return to play with that. Then we're going to talk about Charles Barkley. I don't know if you guys heard what Charles Barkley had to say earlier today, but we're going to talk about that. And then finally, Superstar Dev's going to try to win us some money with his best bets for Nuggets Warriors. Tonight, the game notes I got, I'm going to start with the injuries. Zeke Naji is out tonight. He'll miss another game, but Monte Morris is back in. He's cleared concussion protocol. He's missed the last 4 games. Dev, would you start Monte tonight, or would you roll with Bones Highland at point guard?
It's a difficult decision. I'll probably go with Monte just because I don't want him to feel like the rookie just came and jump started him. I feel like he's been the starter all year, and he's played pretty well as the starter. Also, you already threw Bones a bone.
Yeah, you
by
threw Bones
starting him. Yeah, you threw him a bone by starting him, so he has his rhythm and things like that. I know that you don't want to, break that chemistry, but Bones is a backup guard for now, so you want him to play with those backups. And he's also been getting touches of being in the starting lineup, being with the backups, but he is a backup, so let him go with the unit that he's going to play with.
D-Line, what would you do? You want to see Bones start another game?
Yes. Yeah. I love it, dude. I love seeing the maturation. To me, especially at this point in the season, it's really valuable to plant seeds for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And watching Bones really come out of his shell. We've seen this with him multiple times. Just that momentum, it seems like is really important for him. So just I don't know, getting that real confidence and seeing him start to play with swag is I feel going to just change his game and change his trajectory. Yeah. So I want it as long as we can get it, frankly.
Well, unfortunately, I just got word that he's coming off the bench. Monte Morris is in the starting lineup alongside Will Barton, Nikola Jokic, Jeff Green, and Aaron Gordon. But honestly, I'm with you. I would have started Bones Highland tonight because you're kind of getting this momentum with him. He's getting some confidence running that starting group, and I think them committing to Bones Highland has been a big tipping point in this season. I feel like it's been a big just momentum point in this year. And I would try to continue that for another game. Now, look, coming out of the All-Star break, yes, you go back to Monte Morris as a starter, but I would have tried to ride this Bones momentum for one more game. And it's also Monte's first game back after missing 4. So obviously the Nuggets disagree. Monte Morris is starting tonight back in the starting lineup. Also on the injury front, DeMarcus Cousins, I think he's still questionable. He went from questionable to out to questionable again.
Ooh.
So I'm guessing he's going to play, but he's out with gastrointestinal illness.
Isn't that what
a
Brendan Vogt talks about every time we do
gastrointestinal illness?
A Strava ad?
Yes. Yes. He might need some Strava Craft coffee. This is the most I've ever related to an NBA player.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Should we talk about this, or can we just leave it there?
No, we can talk about it because when are we going to get consistent, DeMarcus Cousins?
Right.
We talk about being shaky and being up and down throughout the entire year. Are you going to have to rely on that for the entire year? If you bring him on, he has had so many things that have held him back throughout his 30 days
know, it's
on
unreal.
just contracts that you would just think that he would try to get through it, or he would have some type of momentum where he could play, because this is a tryout period, not only for the Nuggets, but for somewhere. He's on his way out of the league. It's going good right now, so you would expect for, him to just like kind of brave it through. But it seems like there's something new every single day that's holding him back.
That's true.
And that it just becomes hard to trust in him.
Yeah, but then when he plays, it like works well. So it's like, what are you going to do? Also, what are our options? We're in purgatory, Dev. Did you know that?
I think so. I heard about it. I've heard you say it.
Looks like purgatory
2, 3
outside right
every
now.
time.
No
Dude,
joke.
no, it looks like hell outside.
Yeah.
Hell is, and it's frozen over, my
We
God.
gotta brave this cold while other members of this panel skip off to some warmer climates.
Don't even get me started on those two.
I just tried to get you started.
On those two, I have words. I have words.
Oh, so we'll see if Cousins plays. Do you guys think he's kind of put himself in position to get a contract for the rest of the season? Because this is the last game he's playing on this 10-day. Like, it goes for these next couple of days, but it's the All-Star break. The Nuggets don't have any other games. Are you expecting, Dev, to see Cousins on this team in the lineup in uniform after the All-Star break? Because if that's the case, they'd have to sign him to a contract.
I would say, yeah, if he didn't have to sit every game. If he plays
Yeah.
today, I feel like it's like, okay, he could get it together. But for him to always have something, I know that it's like difficult to just keep backing the guy. But I mean, also a guy who 7-0, in his 30 days, the team wins when he plays, and you understand that. But I want to know if they look at it and say, hey, we just need a backup guy that can play minutes. So I really don't know. That was what all of that was to say. I don't know what to expect with him.
Wow, that was a long way to go for that, wasn't it? Of course they're going to re-sign him.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, of course.
I think it's guaranteed.
It's guaranteed. They've won every single time. And again, like, he's an older player. Like, they get hurt sometimes and they don't play as much. I mean, this is not an injury. This is gross. This is like not really something I want to discuss in detail, but whatever it is. If it's not one thing, it's another. I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
All the same, whatever. They're definitely going to sign him.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to sign him.
I think so, too. I mean, Michael Malone, after last game, DeMarcus has found a home. Like, that was his quote. I mean,
Yeah.
I think he pretty much said it right there. Okay, so Nuggets are in Golden State, of course, tonight, taking on the Warriors. Klay Thompson's been back for a while, guys. He made his debut January 9th. By now, he's kind of looking like the Klay Thompson of old. He had a bad game against the Clippers last night, but he had 33 against the Lakers, went 7-9 from 3 against Sacramento 2 weeks ago. So I want to look at his return to play in comparison to what Jamal Murray's could be, because I think after the All-Star break, we're going to start to sense that Jamal Murray's getting closer and closer. I don't know when he's coming back. I don't think it's going to be immediately after the All-Star break, but once we get closer to March, I feel like we could really start sensing some stuff going on. So let me walk you through Klay Thompson's timeline really quickly. The Warriors assigned Klay Thompson. Of course, he didn't just come back from an ACL. He came back from 2.5 years of sitting on the sideline. He tore his Achilles too. They assigned him to the G League way back on November 29th. And he didn't make his debut until January 9th. Like I said, started looking like himself a couple weeks ago. Early February, that's when that happened. How long do you guys think it's going to take Jamal to start looking like himself? And does that even happen this season?
So the thing, I don't know, man. It takes players a long time to get back from injuries like this. And not only that, like we saw Jamal where we surmised that he did not really work out that much over the offseason in between the bubble run and the start of the next season. And he seemed like he was a little bit out of shape, and it showed in his game. Mm-hmm. So he's definitely, obviously not in game shape, apparently.
Right. No, you just look at him when he's warming up. He looks big. He looks built.
He does, for sure, which is, obviously you understand it. It's not like he's slacking. It's just the reality of his situation. It's just, I don't know. I love that he's shooting a lot, so I think that's probably something he can maybe, hopefully there's not too much of a drop-off, but it just takes players a long time to come back.
Yeah.
So I think it's like unrealistic to think that he will be quote-unquote back but I do not think it's unrealistic to think that he will be able to be helpful, just not in the same way. Like Klay Thompson has come back and he hasn't set the world on fire. So I would expect something similar from Jamal.
What do you think, Jeff?
I think it's going to be harder for Murray to come back than Klay Thompson because he's the starting point guard. He's the point guard for the team. So he's, shifting. He's now having to defend, guards, which I just feel like there's a lot more lateral movement than a guy that's, shooting the ball and also, can take plays off. And there's not a lot of expectation on him. With Klay Thompson shooting the ball, if he has an off night, he has an off night. Jamal Murray has to create for others. He has to create for himself. He's a player that he's not super athletic, so he's having to, beat people with, moves and also just having to get everyone involved. So I think it's just going to be harder for him, and it's just going to take more. I think there's going to be more nights off for him, so maybe he plays a game and then he sits a game and things like that. But you just want him to come in slower. So I don't think he'll be that this year. I don't think he'll be that for the beginning of next year, but I think it'll just be a slow revamp until he gets himself together.
But the wild thing about Jamal is that he has, he's been, pretty good all of his career and then, better than Michael Jordan for a portion of his career.
Right.
So I don't even know what it means for him to, come back.
He is the type of guy that, and it's crazy saying this because I feel like it's such a slim possibility just coming back from an injury, and we've seen so many guys come back from ACL injuries, but he just has that special thing inside of him where you could see him coming back and having a huge night game one. It's just something that Jamal Murray would do.
He's got the Canadian version of Inat.
It would just be a classic part of the Jamal Murray story. You could see that happening.
Tim Horton brand Inat.
Yes. But from what Dev said, comparing Jamal at point guard to Klay at shooting guard, that's why I almost think there's a better chance Michael Porter looks more like himself when he comes back than Jamal Murray, because he is playing off the ball. He is kind of relying more on others to set him up. And, Jamal does a lot himself. He relies on himself individually to create a lot of stuff. So we'll certainly see. I'm certainly not expecting him to look like the Jamal Murray of old this season. Klay Thompson's looking right now, I think, better than people expected. But like I was saying earlier, that's because he had 2 months of ramp-up time. He was in the G League for 2 months.
I also feel like he took 2 years off.
He did, 2.5 years.
Yeah, to actually give himself some time. Jamal isn't taking that much time off. And you make a good point with Michael Porter Jr. I think that's closer to the Klay because they're off the ball a lot.
Yeah.
They're shooting. So right now, Michael Porter Jr. can get up the same amount of shots that he did before he was injured and still be able to go because it's just jump shooting rather than having to cut, having to use, smaller muscles and things that can ruin it. So I just think that it's just a lot different in those terms. But I expect Jamal to be himself, but it'll take longer.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I think after the All-Star break, we're going to hear more and more about him getting closer. He's practicing a little more, taking more contact. So we'll certainly see. All right, let's move on to topic number 3. Sean Keeler in the Denver Post had this morning. Apparently, Charles Barkley was on a conference call, which, a lot of big media people do before the All-Star game, get some quotes out there, get some headlines out there. And he had this to say about the respect Nikola Jokic gets in the NBA, in NBA circles. Charles Barkley goes, "I don't understand what y'all are whining about in Denver. Y'all are really whining in Denver. Your coach, Michael Malone, said that earlier this season, of course, that Jokic is the most disrespected MVP in NBA history." Guys, are we just whiny, or is Jokic disrespected? I'll give you the floor, D-Line.
This is absolutely true on every count. There were moments last year where Nuggets fans were bullying every national pundit to the point where Adam had to be like, "Guys, chill out."
I kind of wish I could go back in time to that moment right now.
Yeah, who was the big one last year? Was it Rachel Nichols still at that point?
Well, I mean, Brian Windhorst had a
Brian
whole
Windhorst.
podcast
That's
where he was trying to shoot down
I mean,
his
like,
MVP candidacy.
I would say Nuggets fans were straight up cyberbullying those two.
Yeah.
Like, it was like really intense. And the thing is that they were right. They were right to do it because Jokic was the MVP and we get absolutely no respect. And there's really we just have to be squeaky wheels. I don't know what to tell you, Chuck. Like, this goddamn franchise has been around for 54 years. Nobody pays attention. Nobody says anything about us. We have clearly the best player in the world, and yet we have to fight about it constantly to get the smallest amount of recognition in this godforsaken league that we hate and love in equal parts.
What do you think, Dave?
I think it's hilarious. I think what's different about like Rachel Nichols and Windhorst is they kind of care what people think. Charles Barkley really does not care about what people. So he's
Not
just
at all.
saying anything, right? Like he's not like looking for attention. Like, you know, that's what's different with him and other people. Nick Wright, I think he says things to be a troll.
Oh, you think?
Because he's just trying to get some reaction. Charles Barkley, he means it. He really thinks that Denver fans are whiny, and that's okay. That's his opinion. But also, Nuggets fans are right to believe everything that they believe, and it's for a reason. They're not the only ones that think that, you know, Nikola Jokic is like the most disrespected MVP of all time. It's not only Nuggets fans. So, like Eric said, I think everyone is right on all
Everyone's
accounts.
right.
Yeah.
That's just it. Like,
Here's the thing. Like, if Charles Barkley thinks Nuggets fans are whiny right now,
oh, boy.
Nuggets fans are going to be whiny for the rest of existence. Because this is just how the NBA works.
It's so
true. People in Denver on the Nuggets aren't going to get the shine. And that's just how this sport works that we hate and love at the same time.
I
So
swear, and I bet if Charles Barkley did not play in Philadelphia, he would say that they were whiny. But I bet he still has like a soft spot in his heart.
I bet he
for those
would say
whiny
they're
bastards.
whiny right now, actually.
Yeah, they are whiny. Everybody's whiny.
Yeah. But, I mean, of course, we have ground to stand on here. Look, we've been fighting this fight for 7 years. And last year, I think we won. This year, you know, we're back in the trenches again fighting. But I'll give Barkley a pass here because, first off, when Charles Barkley's on TNT, if you watch Inside the NBA, the pregame show, the postgame show they do, it's so clear that he just like has no idea what he's talking about. His opinion on players, on teams changes from one day to the next. He doesn't watch the Nuggets. The only times he's watched Nikola Jokic is in the couple games they've played on TNT this season. And he's also not just on the ground in Denver. He doesn't know what we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. And yeah, he won MVP, and that's what Barkley was saying. He won MVP, so of course he gets respect. Well, a lot of prominent media people and national voices said the only reason he won MVP was because he played in all 82 games.
Oh.
That was the big argument.
Oh, God damn it. Yeah. Yep. Everything sucks. Everything sucks. Everyone's wrong. No one respects us, and we deserve better. But we'll never get it because we live in purgatory.
I mean, for me, it's about the disrespect, but it's also about like Kendrick Perkins on ESPN just dismissing analytics.
The very idea, yeah.
And dismissing Nikola Jokic and what he's done. It's about Shaq, who's on the same desk as Charles Barkley, joking, maybe not, that he thinks Nikola Jokic is from Russia. Like, I don't know if that was a joke or not.
Definitely not a joke.
That's disrespectful. It's about...
Do you think that Shaq knows that Serbia is not part of Russia?
I don't know. I
don't think so.
Again, I don't know if that was a
There's
joke
no
or
way,
not.
right?
No.
No chance.
But it's about people on ESPN calling him Djokovic. Like, that happened a month ago.
Yeah.
Multiple
right,
times.
Right. Which is like different than mispronouncing Giannis's last name, because Jokic is not a difficult name to pronounce. It's just like you just don't know anything about him.
Right.
You're just not bothered to like allow the concept of him to enter your brain in a meaningful way. So screw you, Chuck.
It's also about Nikola Jokic being the first ever MVP not to have a Christmas Day game. It's a travesty. And it's also about the fact that he attempts fewer free throws per game than Harrison Barnes. All of those reasons are why he's disrespected.
Disgusting.
I'll rest my case.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Dev, let's open up the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Let's try to win some money tonight. I've been cold as hell on this app. I I need some help tonight,
It's
man.
time to turn some things around.
I need some help.
Before we get into that All-Star break. So to start us out, the Nuggets are 5-point favorites? 5-point underdogs against the Warriors. Which was like 6.5 earlier. So there's been some juice that has came in on the Nuggets. Maybe also seeing that they got Monte Morris back, gives Vegas at least like a boost of confidence. Just taking a look at points.
How do you think Denver comes out tonight? Do you think they have senioritis on the last game before the All-Star break?
Yeah, I do, but I also think the Warriors also have the same, senioritis in this type of game. So, yeah, whenever we look at that one side, we have to look at the other. Everybody's ready for the All-Star break. Also, the Warriors don't have, they have Harrison Barnes and Curry. The Nuggets only have Jokic. Everyone else is ready to just go home and just get it out of the way. Is what I feel. But I really do. You just look at the points that just stand out. Curry's only at 24.5, man. He's at 24.5.
Is this really the first
No, wait. This is my time. Just put it in. He's going to get 24.5. He's going to do it. That's just what it's going to be.
You're dirty money.
Dev, do you not remember the defense Austin Rivers played on Steph Curry?
Yeah, I do
Back
remember
in December?
That was actually really good.
It was.
He's not starting today.
That is true.
And he's also not going to be guarding him. Just lock that in, man.
Who is going to start on Steph Curry? Is it?
Will they put AG?
Maybe.
It's so many screens. I don't even think that would be a liable option. I don't think that it would actually work because it is so many screens that it would take him away from what he's best at.
Is it going to be Monte?
And the thing with Curry, he's just in constant motion, running around the entire floor. That would get super tiring.
I know. Is it going to be Monte? Monte's going to get cooked.
Hey, Monte, welcome back. Here's Steph Curry.
That's a rough thing back. Really, especially running around like that. I really don't. I don't know. All
right, so you like Steph Curry over points?
Yeah, I just think that and also, you might as well get his threes.
That's not the first pick you give it. Fine. The first pick.
Yeah, it's not my lock. The first pick. I do think that Jokic is ready for the All-Star break, but he also understands he's going to get a break now. So I think he goes all out in this game. So we're going to lock in his points, rebounds, and assists. They don't have enough guys to slow him down. I think it's going to be a points night. They do have his rebounds way too high. Actually, let's not do points, rebounds, and assists. Let's do the points. Okay. Because they have his rebounds at 14.5. That's just a lot.
Dude.
That is a lot. No
13,
Draymond Green.
14.5.
No Draymond Green for the Warriors tonight. They've got Kevon Looney, who's a good rebounder, but that's still
14.
That's super high.
So I think he's going to get to the free throw line. I think he's going to score. Let's lock in the 25.5.
Okay.
Points. I think that it's going to be a high-scoring night for him. I think that this is a bounce-back spot and a spot that, they're going to have to use Aaron Gordon. Let's get his points, rebounds, and assists. 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He has not been playing well. He needs the All-Star break. I think he can see the light at the end of the tunnel. This is the last one for him. 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I do like it.
Ooh, you have a different view on human nature than I do. I remember having senioritis, and I wasn't like, oh man, this is the last test I got to take. I'm gonna really put my all into it. I was like, vacation's already started. I'm nervous. Jokic is somebody that is susceptible to mental lapses in certain points, in various points of the season.
But then again, it's not exactly senioritis for Jokic because he's got to jet up to Cleveland after this.
Yeah, he also has an MVP case to try to go after. His is a little bit different, and he has that motivation. Everyone else, they know that they have to play well for them to have a chance. So, yeah, I think that is going to be the opposite of that senioritis that you're talking about. They're like, let's give it our all one more time.
Reverse
and then we'll
senioritis.
Yeah.
Man, why is DraftKings such cowards? Why won't they put Bones 3 props on here?
Yeah, they do have his points. I have a Bones 3s props.
You do?
Oh, you do?
Over 1.5.
Where?
At -110.
In the same game parlay?
I don't look at that.
No.
But he is on the regular.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I need to refresh.
Is that something that we like?
It just appeared. Yeah, let's go.
Bones Highland over 1.5 threes.
Oh,
so how about you give us one that you're gonna come in with?
Me? Bones 3s, dude.
So I'm talking about a same game parlay.
Oh, same game parlay.
You haven't had one, or is that what you want to go with?
I want that. That's my lock. Bones threes over 1.5.
He's hit 3 threes in back-to-back games here. Of course, he was starting maybe a little less minutes tonight, but I still bet he gets into the mid-20s.
I'm going a double unit on this even.
I like it too. I like over Bones 1.5 threes. I like it.
Perfect. Let's lock that in.
Lock it in, baby.
What else are we feeling here?
That's probably
Anything?
good. Listen, there's another thing we have to talk about. There is a party bus coming up. Our first one was so unbelievably successful.
Yes.
We filled 2 buses. I pumped up the jams on one of the buses. Everyone said it was the best bus. The other bus, probably a disaster. Not my fault.
When is that again?
It is March 26th.
March 26th. Okay. At home against the Thunder.
Yes.
On a Saturday.
Yes, it's on a Saturday. Again, you'll be able to bring the Thunder booze-wise and not worry about it the next day on Sunday. You'll be able to recover nice and, comfortably. Last time was so GD fun. If anybody was on the fence as to whether or not they should have come, you should have come. It's a great deal. The tickets, we actually even get the tickets at a discount. Plus you get the bus. Plus you get high fives, potentially my music. What else do you want?
Also, I want somebody at that game to start a chant for Kenrich Williams.
Kenrich.
Just like make sure he knows that we love him. Like,
really?
Make sure he knows we're behind him. In case he wants out of Oklahoma City, he knows he's got a home in Denver.
Which is our favorite Nugget that just has happened to have never played for the Nuggets? Is it Derek White or is it your main man, Kenrich Williams? I mean, he played for them in Summer League, but...
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people did. I do love Derek White. I mean... Should we do a same-game parlay?
All right.
All right, let's build a same-game parlay here.
Oh, boy. All right.
All right, let's go.
Curry alternative points. Put that in there.
You son of a biscuit.
I'm not putting that in there.
You don't like money?
I'm going to take Jeff Green. He's been hot.
Jeff Green?
Points.
You're crazy.
7.5 points.
He's a madman. You're a madman.
Oh, madman.
Jeff Green's been on fire. 7.5 points over that.
Oh, my God. You're crazy.
Let's see who else we like here. Wiggins, he always kills the Nuggets, I feel like. I'm taking Jokic over 23.5 points. Okay. Riding with that one.
Okay.
Let me go over to the threes. I don't see Bones Highland in here, but we got to get somebody in
He's
here.
on there.
I don't see him for same game parlay.
Yep, we've got him.
Oh, there he is, Nishan. Should we go 2?
2+? Yeah. I've got my same game parlay.
That's already at plus
Bryn
380.
Forbes 1-3, Nishan Bones Highland 2+3.
I was gonna go to Bryn if Nishan Highland wasn't there.
I've learned to not be greedy when it comes to these same game parlays. I think
right.
I might go one more sure thing. We'll go points. Oh, man.
For the record, mine is over 7.5 Jeff Green points, over 23.5 Nikola Jokic points, 2+ Nishan Highland threes. That's plus 380.
Okay.
It's money.
That's pretty good. Okay, cool. I love it.
All right. I love it too. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be back post-game, hopefully in a winner's lounge to send us into the All-Star break on the right note. Talk to you guys then.
Let's go.